Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Super Saturday Nostalgia. I am the Athletic Geek, joined once again by the Animeister.
Seems to be a repeating trend here, ain't it?
Yeah, I hope we can. You never know. I have a rotating cast of sidekicks, I guess you could say, in my various video projects. But we are back to Superman the Animated Series here, and this is the episode entitled A Little Piece of Home. We are watching this on the DVD box set. So if you have this, or if you have this on a streaming service, go ahead and fire it up. And if you'd like to watch along with us, press play now. And there's Bugs Bunny eating a carrot, and there's Krypton, and there's Sad Jor-El, and boom! And there's Happy Kent family.
Have you ever noticed how the young Martha Kent looks like Lois Lane?
Oh, dear. What are you implying, sir?
He likes
his mother.
like his mother. Just like she's in the same purple, like...
Right.
So I'm pretty sure they just used her animation model for
Probably.
the young...
There's Jimmy.
Old Jimmy with the...
Jimmy's, the actor that voiced Jimmy is from St. Louis.
Nice.
Yeah. Superman. All of this.
Parasite.
Except for that.
Lobo.
And Lobo. Not in this episode, but other stuff in the episode.
Hey,
like dinosaurs and Luthor and
Mixture.
Superman.
Mixture Lexx crabs.
Lexx crabs, yeah. So, yeah. The Lex Luthor Museum of Natural History. And this is...
There's Mercy
being Mercy.
I find it funny, like, how Harley pretty much, like, keeps her appearance throughout most of her personality. Mercy always changes, like, her personality and her appearance always is different.
Yeah.
She's not a set.
What it was kind of funny, I mean, we're a long way away from the crossover with Batman, but how Mercy and Harley did not get along.
Of course not.
Yeah, like they were catfighting with each other the whole time. And I think we'll save that for when we get to that part. 'Cause we might be using all of our
And he's gone.
and he's gone. You have what looks like two bumbling idiots. Yeah.
Hey, it's Harry and Marv.
It really did kind of look like Harry and Marv.
Does that mean Superman's Kevin now? He grew up?
Macaulay Culkin as Superman. Just think about that for a second.
I don't know if I want to.
Well, I mean, Kevin Smith was commissioned to write a non-flying, non-suit Superman.
Nick Cage.
Nick Cage wasn't bad. It was just... I mean, I'm sure I've brought this up on Super Saturday Nostalgia before. But if you ever have the chance to pull up the video of Kevin Smith talking about that on his... just like speaking at college of just everything that John Peters wanted him to be. Oh no, what's happening to Superman?
You don't look so hot.
Maybe we should help him.
Chicken soup.
Oh no.
Interesting.
Now they
This Lexx is also like...
He's very...
It's very drastic.
Mm-hmm.
It's different than like... I don't read many Superman comics, but I remember like the Christopher Reeve movies. Like, and then you see that Lexx compared to like this Lexx. It's like very different. Like,
yeah. Well, this is more of a realistic Lex Luthor. I mean, I'm not trying to get into politics, but like, this Lexx is essentially Donald Trump. just because he's this,
he's a businessman.
He's a very, very powerful businessman that some people believe in, some people don't. But, some people think, know about the evil underneath. Some people...
Oh, he gets the connection.
Yeah. So, but that, especially, now when Donald Trump became president, I said, this is just like when Lex became president. It's just a matter of... I tread lightly because I despise politics and I don't want my channel becoming associated with any kind of political anything. But, they've really done a good job portraying him as a very charming, charismatic businessman.
Old lady.
Oh, and now Lex has it. Alien solar system. Oh, no.
Kryptonite kind of looks different in this, too, from the usual depiction.
A little brighter, but I mean, it's...
I almost think it has like a blue tint to it instead of green. Looks kind of turquoisey.
I still see green, but, I see what you're saying. It's still, Kryptonite pretty much is universally recognizable. A green rock with a little bit of stuff coming on it, that with a glow, that's Kryptonite for you. But, yeah. I have to say, the one thing that the Superman animated series had over the Batman the Animated Series was, I feel like they kind of told the origins of everything in like a very, very like orderly manner, which I enjoyed. That I appreciated that. Now, granted, as a kid, I was pissed off about it because the first couple parts didn't even have Superman in it. I'm like, what the hell? But it's just like, hey, they told the origin story of Superman. Hey, here's Lexx. Here's Kryptonite. Here's Toyman. Here's Brainiac. Here's
more of a linear
yes.
It's almost like an actual ongoing like series, kind of like
yes. Where Batman was just kind of
episodic. It
was just kind of like, here's Batman fighting Man-Bat, and here's you'd have the origins of various villains throughout the series, but it's just kind of like there wasn't like a linear story where it all built. It was just kind of like the first episode was a Man-Bat episode.
Well, I think like with Batman, like the DVD releases, they're in the production order they made them, but when they released them, they had a different order they released them in to where it might have been more episodic because Christmas with the Joker actually wasn't the second episode to air. It was after you had like...
I think like the first one was, and we're talking Batman here, and the Superman one. Oh no!
Nice catch.
There you go, Clark.
She's like, young man, you're so nimble on your feet.
Yeah. Oh, fucking Lois being a bitch, just swiping in and taking Clark's order, even though Clark's the one doing the nice stuff. But I guess maybe it was, but just kind of the one thing I just thought that they did a better job kind of building to everything. Whereas everything, and granted, I didn't watch Batman the Animated Series from the onset, it didn't really... it's just kind of like, here's the stuff, like, here's the origin, but then, like...
It almost feels like they felt like more people would know Batman's origin than...
True.
Superman, which I'm like, I think most people know, like...
But they wouldn't know Brainiac or stuff,
Well, I don't know if Brainiac was actually originally in the origin of Superman. I'm saying, like, who it
introducing
is.
The character of Brainiac. But it's just... The other thing that I...
Another fun thing, though, is like...
You go ahead with yours.
Well, also with Batman, though, like, I think, like, his was more kind of... Not a villain of the week, but kind of that. Because I think Batman has one of those I think along with Spider-Man has one of those like
recognizable rogues gallery. Yes.
Superman actually, I don't think he had a lot of mainstream villains.
No,
Darkseid wasn't even.
Darkseid's not even a Superman villain. They just kind of made him for the sake of the show.
But like a lot of the villains,
it was essentially just Lex, Brainiac, and like Metallo
and Mr. Mixel.
Spitlick. That's my favorite episode. And I can't wait for you to get to that one. But the one,
a lot of these villains and Parasite, I forgot about. Yeah, him. But a lot of the villains in this show, like they just came up with like Livewire,
but they had like
Mercy.
They kind of came up with other. They kind of. Superman lends himself to guest stars, so like, excuse me. They had Weather Wizard, with his crossover with the Flash,
and then Green Lantern,
and then Collector with Lobo and stuff like that. It's but another comparison I want to make, because there was Clark a minute ago. I feel like in this series, the one thing they don't do as well is they don't make Clark, and they've kind of gone away from this in a lot of Superman media, and I don't like it. They don't make Clark the bumbling, awkward, clumsy.
He's just more kind of like the modest.
He's just kind of like, I'm Clark, and I'm kind of a mod man, which is fine. But like when you watch Christopher Reeve, Superman. Whenever you had Clark, constantly pushing up his glasses and dropping his stuff on the ground and, kind of being a little awkward, you're like, it plays more on the fact that he's not just a guy wearing glasses. That's a stereotype about Superman that I can't stand. It's like, oh, he just puts on glasses, how dumb. It's like, no, he changes his posture, he changes his voice, he changes his mannerisms.
I could argue again, you get that a little with this series, because like he's more timid and
a little more timid, but I mean
timid, and he's kind of more like.
But like you saw with the him catching there, like it seems to me like Clark's a little timid, but he's still kind of like he's still kind of like for all intents and purposes, like a good looking guy that women would kind of be like, oh yeah, oh Clark, he's cool, but like. In the Christopher Reeve series,
they really played it.
He's really played up like Clark is like nothing. He is the complete opposite of Superman in every way. Where this one, he's a little more timid and a little more shy, but he gets a couple good zingers in on Lois. Like he blocked Lois's shot. Lois got the drop on him in every conceivable way in the Christopher Reeve series, but. In this, you can kind of tell that, Clark kind of like, he's not just going to let himself be a doormat like Christopher Reeve did. For better or worse, that's just kind of how it was. But for better, in the Christopher Reeve series, was that you would have never suspected Clark Kent to be Superman when him being that much of a dork. You don't really. I'm not going to say that you would suspect him in this series, but you kind of look at this big burly guy who's kind of somewhat charming, and kind of.
I get what you mean, because it baffles me. Like Lois, like if she ever got a picture of Clark and then Superman next to each other, would she be able to be like, oh my God?
But with the Chris, and I guess also, attesting to how good of an actor Christopher Reeve was, he really, they have the one scene where he goes to take Lois out in her apartment, and he's being all bumbling, golly, Lois, shall we, don't get too drunk tonight, Lois. And then, she kind of leaves, and he's kind of like realizing, if he was himself, which is Superman, he straightened out his posture, and, he kind of fixed his hair and took his glasses off.
Oh, there
Hello. Oh, God. Essentially Mr. Krabs right there.
Bebo Babowski. He's one of those, characters, it's like,
this
doesn't fit in anymore at all.
Oh, God, help me out. Stan Lee played him in the Fantastic, he was the mailman. Help me out.
What's his name?
Gosh darn it.
I know who you're talking about, the mail.
Yeah, the mailman. Not.
What is his name?
Look, someone look it. We're on another tangent here, but you see, try and. But Lex is going to try and negotiate and buy Superman right now.
Of course he does.
But you gotta appreciate Lex's ego to think he can actually buy and negotiate with Superman. But it's another thing, he just said, I control everything in this town, Superman. Your cooperation is not necessary. And you kind of... Willie Lumpkin, yes! I was thinking Fuzzy Lumpkins, but I'm like, I knew that wasn't Willie Lumpkin. I know. I knew that wasn't right. But, we, if you want, like, reading some of the comic books, you find out, like... Now, granted, I don't like them humanizing Lex too much, but you find out how much Lex just loves this city, and his passion for the city of Metropolis is what drove him to be the scientist and businessman he is. And when he's finally reached the peak of respect in the city of Metropolis, here comes Superman. And now people still don't respect him. Even though he's the peak of human achievement. He's a genius in every conceivable way. But people still think that, nope, we still respect this guy more than you. And that drives him mad. Mm. That's something in Superman for All Seasons, they have a chapter dedicated to Lex and his love for the city. They really do a good job explaining that. And they actually, not so much with the city of Metropolis, but that's one thing, and y'all haters can come fight me. I feel like they kind of did that well in Batman vs. Superman, where Lex is a little more socially awkward, but kind of, that part I don't know if I really liked it too much. I saw what they're going for, don't know how I feel about it still to this day. But he's like, look at all I can do, and you still don't like me. Why?
Yeah, I'm one of those, like, I'm not a big how they portrayed Lex in that. I thought he was one of the weaker parts of that movie. But I understand what they were going for, but the execution for me was off. Speaking of, like, just characterization, though, like, kind of like with Batman, though, like, whenever I think of, like, if I'm reading a Superman comic or something, like, again, these are the voices I hear. Like, Tim Daly,
I kind of fluctuate, but I fluctuate between Tim Daly, Christopher Reeve, and George Newbern because George Newbern did a tremendous job when we get to Justice League, but Tim Daly is still kind of my guy. And whenever they brought him back for
Batman, Superman,
and the Justice League War and things like that, I was like, yay, Tim Daly, And
also, it's always nice when George Newbern comes back too, because he came back for Superman versus the Elite. That was I like that little side story movie.
But you can't have anybody but nobody but Kevin Conroy. And now you're going to see from the opening the giant Superman dinosaur fight.
I feel like a lot of this episode is from the opening.
Oh yeah.
Lois walking around. Okay, this is a big question I have. Was this dinosaur always a robot, or was it like... Did they actually, like... When did Lex have the time to turn this into a robot?
I don't really know if it's Lex turning it into a robot, or Lex just saying, I want a robot, get it done. I mean, he is kind of Lex Luthor. If Donald Trump wanted a dinosaur robot... He'd get it done yesterday. He'd get it yesterday. He's got enough money to...
Because, like, when this episode, like, the beginning, like, it was just, like, a statue. And all of a sudden, all out of... See, like, when did that come? He has a controller for it.
If only we had some lead. It's funny, like, whenever I would always say Lex Luthor was... real-life counterpart's Donald Trump, and I'd say Bruce Wayne's real-life counterpart is either Mark Cuban or oh god, I can't think the British gentleman. He runs like Virgin.
Okay, you're talking
because they're both very like, look at us and look at all the fun stuff we're doing, Look at me and my basketball team. Look at me and my soccer, or it's football over their team.
Lois is going to get eaten.
Or is she? Not, I kind of, you were getting a little ahead of her. She kind of, well, that's a throwback to what she was doing earlier when Clark kind of put her in her place
she
a
should
little
be
bit.
thinking of a professional basketball career with the shots she's making.
Yeah. No, the WNBA hadn't come to Metropolis yet.
I really don't know how that tail didn't hit her right there.
Yeah.
Because it went right in line. It should have. Oh, there went Manny.
Aww.
Oh, no. Boomerang.
Ooh, nice. Lex isn't a fan, but nice.
Oof.
Yep. Oh, he's destroying the lead, so he can't get it. Oh, and then there's where Lex gets pissed in the.
Lex has a lot of I feel like this Lex is a lot more brawny than the other depictions of Lex too.
Yeah.
How big and
I like the idea of Lex being a bit, because granted, this goes away. They're goes away from my Donald Trump comparison, obviously, but uh-oh. Are they going to find more? Well, he's just trying to mine some more.
I think it was, ain't it green? Oh, no.
Oh, there it is. There it is. But it's a charming, eligible bachelor is going to, go to he's going to have a personal trainer and he's going to be in shape. I know in All-Star Superman, it shows him in prison working out. So but I like to me, it just seems more realistic. Any kind of.
I always thought if you would
famous person, unless they're known for being out of shape, they're.
If you would put a mustache on him, he could be one of those carnival strongmen. He just has that look to him,
right? But yeah, that was the latest episode of Superman. We appreciate you watching along with us. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like, give it a share, subscribe for more content, not just from the world of comic books and superheroes, but from the world of anime, gaming, pro wrestling, all things geek culture. Go follow me on my social media pages. Go like my Facebook page, facebook.com/athleticgeek89. Follow me on Twitter at athletic_geek89, and follow me on Instagram, athleticgeek89. Animeister, anything you want to plug?
I'd like to say, again, just thanks for having me back. It's been fun. I've enjoyed this.
Oh, yeah. This has been the latest episode of Super Saturday Nostalgia. Join us next time.
See you guys.